I've been debating about how to film this video for about the last 2 days. For those of you who don't know, this past weekend at Dragway 42 here in Central Ohio, there was a shooting at an import face-off event, and unfortunately a young man lost his life. The details around the event are still a little foggy. We were not personally there purely because of scheduling. Otherwise, we would have normally been there. We did have several of our friends and customers of our shop that were there. But all reports are that somebody was misbehaving in a pickup truck, doing donuts, doing a burnout, throwing gravel on cars and people. He was confronted, pulled out a weapon, and started firing indiscriminately, I guess. And unfortunately, struck a young man who was loading up his race car after a day at the track. It's absolutely tragic. This guy was not involved in the altercation in any way. He had spent the entire day racing, had spent the days up to that working really hard to get his car ready to make it to this event, and was struck down. By all accounts, a great young man. He was into cars, video games, seems like a great dude. Did not deserve to be killed. His family, I can't even imagine what they're going through right now. And it's absolutely tragic that we have to have this conversation about the fact that somebody was shot and killed at a car show, at a racetrack. This should be like church for all of us. Every single one of the people that actually watch this, car shows and events and racing are the one thing that we all have in common. It doesn't matter if you're a hot rod guy or a new tuner person or a European enthusiast or whatever. We all have a few small things in common, regardless of upbringing or political beliefs or any of the other stuff that's going on. We all have car shows and racing and those kinds of events to bring us together. There's absolutely no excuse at all for somebody to get shot and killed at a car show. It's just, I don't know. It's absolutely terrible. And for those of you who know about it, for those who don't, now you know. His family has created a GoFundMe page to help cover funeral expenses, and I don't know, as far as the GoFundMe side of things, if you're able to and you're interested in giving, please give. We will be donating any revenue that comes off this video, as well as revenue that we would have honestly spent being at this import face-off event. We're just going to channel that money directly into this GoFundMe to try to help support his family. Because, I mean, really, if it hadn't been for some scheduling situations, we would have been there also. It just seemed like the right thing to do. Car community, we have a lot of problems going on right now. If you're watching this video, you're in the car community, and we really need to get our shit together, guys. This is not a great time for us. Last year was tough with all the COVID stuff. A lot of racing didn't happen, a lot of car shows didn't happen, a lot of events didn't happen. We're all starving for fun. We're all starving for something to go on. And let's face it, we're not really all that welcome in a lot of other places. Whether it's making car meets and we're misbehaving and doing burnouts onto the street, like our Cars and Coffee here in Columbus. After 13 years of happening, we lost our venue because of a couple of things, but the nail in the coffin was people misbehaving leaving the meet. Whether it's leaving trash in there, whether it's drag racing where you're not supposed to, where it's not safe, whether it's playing your music too loud or whatever. As car people, we all understand. We've all been there, most of us. But the one thing we always have in common is the fact that we have somebody else who's interested in our same hobby, and we should be able to all get along. I don't want to get into the stipulations about what happened with this guy, with the person that shot him and killed him, with any of that. I don't want to go into that. If you guys are interested, you can certainly look it up on YouTube. It's all over the place. It's even getting covered on CNN now. It's an absolute tragedy. There's really no other way to say this. I am very sorry for the family. I'm very sorry for anybody who knew him. I'm very sorry for anybody who happened to be involved in this, anybody else who was struck by stray bullets. There was apparently a family member that returned fire. It was a concealed carry, lawfully held weapon, returned fire against the assailant. It's a god-awful mess. It's just terrible. But anyway, I felt like we should film something about this. It's a tough time for the automotive world. It's very much a tough time for his family. I cannot imagine what they're going through right now. If you can give, if you feel like you're capable of doing that, I will put the link to the GoFundMe page here in the bottom. Please do give them a donation if you can. As I said, we're going to donate any of the revenue or the money that we would have spent to be at the venue. We would have been there anyway, so we're going to just spend that money in the GoFundMe, and every little bit helps. Money can only do so much. Unfortunately, they've lost a family member, and that cannot ever be replaced. The memories that would have been made cannot ever be replaced, and it's an absolute damn shame that this is a conversation that we actually have to have. Somebody was shot and killed at a racetrack. Anyway, to his family, to his friends, our deepest condolences from here at Lucore Automotive. We can't imagine what you're going through, but you have a lot of brothers and sisters in the automotive community who are behind you, and hopefully able to keep carrying you forward. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry this was not a very upbeat video, but it's a terrible situation that I just felt like we needed to talk about. Thanks for watching. Hey, automotive people, stay safe, take care of one another.